Okay, welcome back. Now let's look at the example. Examples. Part A, let's say find the following. Find the following. Part A, we have the integral of 3x squared dx. Part B, integral of 1 over x squared dx. Part C, integral of 6 root of x dx. Now, let's look at these 3 examples and see how we can apply our rules of integration, the results. So if I look at the solution here, part A, I'm supposed to integrate 3x squared dx. Can we apply our results? What does the result say? The result says I'm going to add 1 to the power, which means I have 3x. The power is 2 plus 1. I divide by the new power, which is 2 plus 1. And once I've done this, once I've done this one on the power, and I've divided by the new power, the integration is already done. What should be done now? You introduce now the constant, straight away. Okay? You introduce now the constant. Please remember that at this point you now drop the sign of the integral sign. You drop it. Don't continue with the integral sign, meaning you are still integrating. Because when you have increased the power by 1, you divide it by 1, and 1 plus 2, or by the new power, and put the constant, you are already finished the integration. So the concept now is if you don't maintain your sign of integration. Therefore, it means the integral of 3x squared dx gives me 3x to the power 3, right? Because I'm adding 2 plus 1, give me 3. The whole thing over 3, then a plus c. Which will give me 3 will go, I have x cubed plus c. This becomes the integral of this function, right? Which of course, if you integrate, if you differentiate, x to the power 3, you get this function. Meanwhile, this c would account for any constant which could be there. It may be there or not. So we compensate with that constant. That is part A. Now part B, look at part B very fast. That is the integral of 1 over x squared dx. What does this one mean? I'm integrating 1 over x squared with respect to x. That's what it means. Or I'm doing the integration with respect to x. This one here can be simplified first of all to integral of x to the power negative 2 dx. Remember that when I take it in the normal way, the 2 become negative in that form. I'm applying just the rule of indices. So can I now integrate it? I will now say the integral of x to the power negative 2 dx gives me now, increase the power by 1, I get x to the power negative 2 plus 1. Divide by the new power, which is negative 2 plus 1. Of course, I introduce my constant. Once I've done this, I drop the integral sign, and therefore I remain with that. This means I will have now negative 2 plus 1 give me negative 1. So x to the power negative 1. The whole thing over negative 1 plus now c, which give me negative 1 over x plus c. That is the integral of this function, right? So this is how we apply our result. The result we have just got by adding and dividing by the new power. So what about part C? Part C, I'm integrating 6 root of x, then the x. 6 root of x, then the x. Now I can simplify this also by saying this is the integral of 6 x to the power half. Remember that this root x is the same as x to the power half. Now can I apply my rule of integration now? Where I would say this gives me 6 x to the power half plus 1 out of a half plus 1. And remember, I told you earlier on, once this one is done, two things must be done. One, you drop the integral sign. Two, you introduce the constant. Right? So I can now simplify this by saying this becomes 6x to the power 3 over 2. How about right? That's half plus 1. Then the whole thing over also 3 over 2. Maintain your constant c. I think this case what happened? Can I go to say this simplified to 2 will goes up, 3 comes down, half 2 times 6 x to the power 3 over 2 out of 3, which if you simplify, this goes to, I have 4 x to the power 3 over 2, which can be simplified to 4 cube x to the power 3. I think I'm right by indices, because this becomes that, this becomes that. Of course, don't forget your constant of integration c. So this is how you handle this integration by using our results. I think, let us see, this is 4. Am I right here? Let's see. How do you simplify this? Am I right with that simplification? That simplification, let us see whether we are right. Okay, if you determine us to live like that, no problem. There's no problem. We shall say this becomes 4x to the power 3 out of 2 plus c. Doesn't matter. This one even simplified. It's okay. Thank you.